Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. There are 68 days left in 2025. You heard that right, 68. And I don't want to coast into the new year. I talked about this in the last video. So I'm doing something called Finish 2025 Strong, 6 goals, 66 days because I'm starting on Monday. And that's also when you're gonna see this first video. And if you have been following my journey, you know that I've lost over 90 pounds on a GLP-1. I started with Mounjaro, now I'm on compounded tirzepatide. And this last stretch of the year, I feel like is all about continuing the momentum of the past couple weeks. And I don't want to have any stalls, or I don't want to wait till January 1st. I'm also righting the wrongs of last year. So here is what I want to track from now until the end of the year. And I'm gonna go into a little bit more detail in a little bit, but I wanna walk 660,000 steps. You heard that right. I wanna do 27 strength training sessions. Stay with me. I wanna lose 10 pounds. I want to allow 9 snacks. All right, this girl might be losing it. Stay with me. And get 60 nights of sleep where I wanna be in bed by 10 p.m. And I wanna hit my hydration goal for the duration of this, so 66 days. These aren't random numbers. These are like habits that I feel like are gonna keep me strong, centered, consistent. I can track progress. I think this sounds really fun. This is not a challenge by any means. And I made sure I wanted to create like realistic, achievable, yet like some fun goals that revolve around consistency. Things that are gonna help me reach my ultimate goal. And you know, once Halloween hits, it's like the world goes into like complete treat mode. Candy, dinner, parties, travel. Suddenly it is December 31st and we are all like trying to say that new year, new me, wait until 2026, you know, all of it, the best year ever. Not this time. I don't want to start over in January. I want to roll into 2026 like proud of how I finished. So these 6 goals, I think they're more like my non-negotiables. They're realistic, they're trackable, totally doable, and can keep my self-esteem high. And as you watch this video, try to think of some fun goals to set from now until the end of the year for yourself. And then let me hear in the comments below. But I want to start big. We're looking at 660,000 steps before the end of the year. That's roughly 10,000 steps a day. It might seem a little ambitious, but I think it keeps me active through the holidays. And on a GLP-1, we know, movement helps everything from digestion, energy, mood, even sleep. And honestly, walking has become like, I don't know, my moving meditation. And sometimes I throw on a podcast or a playlist or a YouTube video and I just move. And, I didn't set this generic 10K a day, so I wanted to be some flexibility there. Like maybe one day I get 12,000, another I get 8, another I get 13. And it's gonna allow me to finally dust off my walking pad because I really wanna get more daily movement, especially during my long days at work. And I don't even wanna talk about the time change. Now my second goal is 27 strength training sessions. So that on average is about 3 a week from now until the end of the year. We know strength training is everything for body composition. We know that. And if you're on a GLP-1, you know we have to do everything to protect that muscle mass. It is key. And that's really what keeps, I wanna say, your metabolism high. It gives you also a toned look and helps your body actually change shape as you are losing weight. Even short, like 30-minute body weight exercises count. It's consistency over perfection. And I've talked about how at this stage in my journey, I've been finding it hard to get my 4 lifting sessions in. And when I wasn't, I was feeling defeated if I only got 3. So I was talking a little bit to my trainer last week and he's like, 3 is perfect for you. Go all out for those 3. And if you get another session in, call that a bonus. And then next up is I want to aim to lose 10 pounds by the end of the year. And I've set this kind of like, I'm gonna do my official weigh-in on Monday. So I'll know what my start weight is and I will put it in a slide to show you in all my updates. But I don't think this is about chasing a number. It's still also to me about body composition, but I wanted to put something down there because I do want to lose fat. I don't want to lose muscle. I'm going to track it all with my Hume Health Body Pod instead of like truly relying on that number on the scale, because we do know at times the scale can lie, especially if you're lifting and eating, you know, a certain way for recomp. And I really thought 10 was a realistic and achievable goal. It wasn't like I said, okay, I want to lose 30 pounds by the end of this year, and the next thing you know, I'm getting super extreme, and I don't want that. And this is my favorite goal of them all, 9 snacks. I'm not banning treats. I want to plan them. And you heard that right. I don't think I've ever done something like this. I think it's going to help me stay mindful without feeling restricted, especially during the holidays. Maybe I have some ice cream during a Hallmark Christmas movie, a slice of pecan pie at Thanksgiving after dinner, and I'm going to enjoy it without guilt, because I think long-term success for me, it needs to not be this all or nothing. I really have to, after 2.5 years, figure out that balance. And this may either be a game changer for me and my relationship with food, or, well, we shall see. But I love the flexibility, and also removes the guilt I sometimes get when I have a piece of cake or I have like a scoop of ice cream. Like, I don't know, afterwards I'm like, oh, you just ruined your weight loss journey. And sometimes I spiral a little bit. But I think this is a good way to plan ahead. I still gonna have some fun, but I wanna take into account like Halloween and Thanksgiving and maybe like a work event, holiday party with my friends, or going out to eat with my friends, Christmas, New Year's. Now, this doesn't mean I get 9 full cheat days where I go crazy each day. For me, I just was looking for some flexibility to track when I am snacking and indulge here and there and not feel the guilt. And then I've said it before, sleep is my secret weapon. So I want to track 60 nights where I'm in bed by 10 p.m. When I sleep well, my hunger is better, it's regulated, I recover faster. I notice my mood is so much better. Plus, let's be honest, a rested version of me makes better choices with food, movement, and mindset, and it becomes effortless. So yeah, bedtime is part of my transformation plan. And I chose to not do this for all of the days of this challenge because I know that may not be achievable, especially around the holidays with parties and events. So I'm trying to set myself up for success here. And I'm taking the momentum of, you know, the past couple of weeks when I did the 4-week kickstart, I want to continue that I was getting excellent, like I still am getting excellent sleep scores. And then stay tuned for my finally my review of the Hume Health Band. I know you guys have probably seen me wear this. I've talked and pointed at it a couple times, but I haven't really gone too in depth on why I got it. But this is gonna help me track my sleep and some other things over the next 66 days. And I'll give trust me, an honest review of this. And then last, hydration. So it's just 66 days hitting my water goal. I think that sounds simple. On a GLP-1, we know thirst can get a little weird, and it has for me for the first time in a long time. I notice a difference, especially with digestion, my skin, my energy, the bags under my eyes that I have right now a little bit because it was a busy work day with a launch today. I just feel the importance of being hydrated. I love throwing some electrolytes in there, throw a little lemon or lime juice. And I am gonna track that daily because I wanna get 3 40-ounce tumblers a day. And you saw in my last video, I put a little sticker and I just check it off. But when I don't hit that, I really do feel off when I am not drinking enough water. That's just me. But I really upped my game last week. I was trying to stay consistent. But that's my 6 goals from now until the end of the year to finish 2025 strong. And after I did a little bit of an analysis last week, I want to continue leaning into what I think is working for me, which is like simple whole foods that make me feel great and not trapped, which is why you don't see anything on there for a nutrition goal. I realize that when I focus on other things, that my energy, my digestion, my mood, everything else comes into play. And I feel like I make better choices when I don't make these goals of X amount of protein, X amount of calories a day, tracking. I'm going to try for the first time in a long time to trust my habits I built. And that's probably like, why doesn't she have a nutrition goal in or a protein goal? Because I already know that I have protein forward meals, and I know the certain things I love to eat and build a meal plan around it that's sustainable for me. So I feel like these last 66 days, my nutrition goal is really just about consistency and awareness and taking it week by week, fueling my body so that I don't have a little bit of a crash during my workout that I had last week. And I want to just figure out a way to move this into 2026. I can't believe it's almost 2026, because I keep saying all the time and reminding myself, like, it's about progress. It's about learning new habits and getting those habits to stick. And sometimes giving yourself permission to kind of find balance, that's what's gonna work for me. And I think this is a new approach. Yet I still do meal plan, meal prep, where I do feel like that is needed. But at this point, I do know what foods I should be eating and the foods that make me feel the best and the portions. So I really want to try that for 66 days and not make it a trackable goal. But I'm gonna share, my updates weekly, wins, setbacks, all of it. But if you want to just join me, comment your top 3 goals below. Let's all try to finish this year strong. Just be consistent, because I feel like I didn't come this far the past couple weeks to coast. And I want to do better towards the end, a lot better than I did when I started. And I want to roll into 2026 just unstoppable. Once again, not a challenge at all. This is a reminder to me of the important things I need to be doing for me to achieve like my overall goal, which I do really want to get my body fat percentage down, get me closer to maintenance, figuring out these areas that are just easy day in and day out. But if you enjoyed today's video, take a second, hit that subscribe button, like this video, but I will catch you all in my next video. I'm so excited to finish 2025 strong, but reminder to you and reminder to me, just because I'm looking at it from 66 days, I'm not gonna start thinking from now until New Year's Eve. I'm taking it day by day and week by week and slowing things down because it gets crazy during the holidays. And I think this is gonna be a lot of fun for me to especially track my steps. Oh my God, 660,000 steps. How cool is it to look at that way? And I remember last year I did like a ultra walking marathon, as I called it. I did 100 miles last August. So like this is gonna be really fun to just keep adding those steps until I get to 660,000. But once again, thank you for checking out my video. I will see you all in the next one. Bye.